everyone, so for this week's Shadow Saturday series, I'm going to be using the Dose of Colors Friendcation palette. And this is a beautiful palette. This is what it looks like. It has some neutrals, but it also has some pops of color. So let's just go ahead and get started. Before we get started, I also just wanted to say don't mind this here. I was outside yesterday and got a little bit sunburned, so that's what that is. So I just moved a little bit closer so you guys can see better. And I really don't know what I'm going to do for today's look, but we're just going to wing it. So I'm going to start off with this shade right here. And this is called Necessary. And it's just a really pretty light transition color. So I'm going to take that on a fluffy crease brush. And I'm just going to put that right into the crease as our transition shade. And this formula is super buttery and pigmented. Also, this palette is a little bit newer to my collection, so I think I've only used it like one time. That's a perfect transition shade, and I really love this palette because you can do a really neutral look, or you can also put in some pops of colors with these metallic blue and green colors. So next I'm going to go into this deeper brown shade right here. This is called Churro. And I'm just going to use that on another fluffy crease brush, a little bit smaller than the last one we used. And I'm just going to blend that into the crease, keeping it a little bit lower than that transition shade. Wow, this is super pigmented. So I'm also kind of focusing that on the outer corner. And then when most of the pigment is off of the brush, I'm just going to blend it through the crease. And then I'm just going to take that brush we used with that transition shade, and I'm just going to use this to blend out the edges. These shadows are really pigmented, but they do blend super easily. Okay, so I think I'm going to do a little bit of a smoky eye. So I'm taking that color we just put in the crease, and I'm also going to be packing that on the lid. I don't know if anyone else gets this problem, but my eyelids get like dry, so they're like a little bit dry and flaky right now. It's kind of gross, but I don't know how to fix that. I mean, the eyeshadow is still applying perfectly over it, but it just looks kind of weird. I don't know if you can tell if it looks a little bit patchy. That's just because of the dry patches on my eyelids. So it's not patchy in real life. So next I'm going to take this deep brown shade right here called Cheens. And I'm going to take that on a little precise blending brush. And I'm just going to focus that on the outer corner. And I'm also going to drag that kind of across the lash line. Just keeping it really close to that lash line and blending it into that other shade we put all over the lid. But I also want to add some dimension to the outer corner. And this is a pretty simple look. It's really just a lot of blending and making sure there's no harsh edges. And I might add a little bit of that medium brown shade called Churro. And just pack a little bit more of that on the lid. And then again, I'm just going to go into that transition shade brush and just blend that all out. So now for the fun part, I'm going to go in with this metallic blue shade right here called Game Over. And I'm just going to take that on my finger. And I'm going to pack that on just the outer portion of my lid. I'm going from the outer corner just to the center. And then I'm going to go in with this lighter blue shade right here called Moment. And I'm super excited to use this shade. And I'm just going to take that on my finger. And I'm going to pack that on the inner portion of my lid. And this has some really pretty like purple duochrome shift to it. It looks a lot lighter in the pan, but it shows up darker on my lid, probably because we put that darker brown on my lid first. So you could probably change the look of this just by putting a lighter color underneath. Now I'm just going to go back in with that crease brush and blend out those edges a little bit to make sure it's not harsh. And I'm actually going to go in with a little brush just to get right into that inner corner since I can't be as precise with my finger. And there's not too much fallout with these shadows, which is good since I always do my face first, but I'm just going to wipe away any little glitter particles. Now for the lower lash line, I'm going to go in with that little tiny blending brush we used. And I'm not even adding any more product. I'm just going to take whatever's left onto the bottom lash line. And I might actually take not the darkest shade we used, but that medium brown shade, and just take it on this same little brush and blend some of that under the lower lash line. And I'm not going all the way to the inner corner. I'm only going about 3/4 of the way. And I'm kind of taking that up and connecting it to that upper lid. And I'm blending that pretty low just to get that really smoky look. And then I'm just going back in with that transition shade brush and just blending this all out. And then I'm going to put on a little bit of liner. This is the Appeal Gel Liner, and this is in the shade Forest Green. It's just a really pretty green color. And I'm going to put this in the upper waterline. And I'm also going to put a little bit of it into my lower lash line. So that's it for the eyeshadow. Now I'm going to go do my mascara and also fill out my brows, and I'll be right back. So I did my brows and my mascara, and I almost forgot inner corner highlight. So I'm just going to take this shade right here called Just a Kiss. And I'm going to take that on a little pencil brush, and I'm just going to pop that right in the inner corner. So that's it for this look. Here's an up-close look. If you wanted to, you can even add lashes. I think it would look even better with lashes, but I'm just too lazy to do that, so I'm not going to. So that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Also, if you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.